Hi there, good evening. Just a quick video just to demonstrate how I've set up Stream Deck Mini on my system at the moment. What I'm showing you is I'm behind the camera, I'm over here. So what I'm showing you is a shot of both screens. I want to do that because if I show you this particular screen, this is a close-up of the Stream Deck software. Okay, I'm using the Stream Deck Mini. Let's zoom back out again and I'll show you that, which is just here. Okay, the cable's quite tight, so I don't want to pull it like too far away, so I'm going to leave it where it is and I'll show you when I'm pressing buttons on that anyway. Okay, I've got the first 5 programmed at the moment, and if I go down a layer, go back to this screen, you'll see that there's another layer there, you see. And what I've got on that one, if you can see that, is I've got music, so I can start music on the Stream Deck. Go over to the Stream Deck. Whoa, hang on, where are we? There it is. Press music and you'll hear. Okay. Comes up through the mixing desk on that channel there. And you can see it on the screen. Zoom out. Oops, that. See the volume meter. Like that. Right. If I press the Stream Deck again on the music button, it stops. I've also got loads of jingles lined up here. Now I'll show you how I did that. That's a really good thing. I only found that out yesterday. So if we zoom in here, you can see the jingles button there. So if I zoom out slightly and we press the jingles button on the software, this is a button that I drew in from sound decks. Now you can import some of this. So vMix you can import. Can't just see that, can it's off screen slightly, so vMix is there. So if you want another vMix button, then you would click on that one and drag it in. Okay, but in this case I'm not going to. So I want to show you Philips Hue. I've also got a control of my lights, so I could press the on off button, which is the white one you see, and it will change color to purple. Now, if I swap the camera around to behind me, sorry, to the window, watch what happens when I press the button again. So, if you've got a Stream Deck or anything, sorry, not a Stream Deck, a Philips Hue, and you want to control your lights via this, then you can do. Okay. It's also got a color button, which is, if I show you the Stream Deck, okay, I can change the color. Now, I don't know how to do that yet, but what I have done is I've set up, if I go to the color button here, I can change the color of the lights. Okay, so it's currently on like a dark kind of purple color, but if I wanted, let's say yellow, go here and click OK. Before I do that, watch, turn the lights, turn this around again to the window, to the window, to the world. If I'm going to click OK on the screen, which you can't see clearly, hang on, let's see if I might be able to do this. Hang on a second. No, I can't do it. Okay, so if I click on OK, watch. The lights have changed to yellow because that's the colour I picked out. I've not had yellow in here before. That's quite weird. Not with a blue background and stuff. So anyway, you see how I did that. That's really cool. So that works. Going back to this one again. Okay. I want to show you the jingles thing again. So this is great. This is from sound decks. So sound deck is an option that you can bring in, and you can clip audio. So clip those precious seconds of audio that you'll never miss a funny moment again. I've no idea what that does, so I've left it alone. Play audio, which is cool. Play an audio clip or 3 or more in the order that your heart desires. That's what that says. If I zoom in, see that? Hang on, wait. I'll have to hover over it again. There you go. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. So that's really cool because I can then put a playlist together, which is what I've done. And I've got it on random, and you just add files, add loads and loads of files in. So luckily these are all quite short anyway because they're jingles. All right. So Love Audio full, slow, MP3, passionate about production, PW Love Audio, Paul Weber, short ramp, Love Audio, Dallas Shout, Paul Weber, Gwyn's Sound, jingle, Southwest Devon's favourite, Love Audio. If I press the jingles button again, passionate about production, and I press it again and another random jingle will play. Across the Southwest, Devon's favourite, Love Audio, Paul Weber. Love Audio, passionate about production. I have my mic on then, so hopefully you're not getting too much of an echo through there as well. Sorry about that if you are. But you get the idea. So it's a brilliant opportunity for you to kind of bring a playlist in if you like. And you can either have it on random, which is what I've got it on, or you can have it on sequential. So it will play in the order that you've placed it in that playlist, which is really cool. And it's just play, stop, same button. So to stop it, I don't have to play the whole thing. Listen. Love Audio. Next one. Paul Weber. Love Audio. See what I mean? So it's really cool. Next thing I wanted to show you was, we'll go back to the main screen on this one. So you go up to the arrow mark there. See that? I'm going to zoom in again. Sorry about this. The camera's not quite at the right angle. It's on a tiny little stand, but it's not on the right angle. There we go. See that? Click that. And this takes you back to the main screen. On the Stream Deck, this is really cool. Can you see there that when I move the camera around, those buttons are also, because what it does, it produces a tiny little image of whatever is on that particular button, okay? Which I think is fantastic. Let's zoom in a bit. Look. Can you see that? So as I'm zooming into the Stream Deck, you can see little images of the Stream Deck on each of the buttons that the video is featured on, okay? Okay, let's zoom out and I'll show you what these buttons do. So, going back to this main screen again, this is the software for Stream Deck Mini, same as for a Stream Deck XL or Stream Deck whatever it is. So the next live button, okay, this will play whatever's next in the queue. So for instance, if I put up the audio intro, which is on that screen there, if you see what I'm going to do next, that goes into there. I'm going to restart it, okay, and then press on the Stream Deck next live. And then I can press pip, which I've also loaded. Like that. Now ordinarily that circular bit there would have my face in it because the camera would be at the front of the desk, and this bit would then have my desktop in it, which it currently does, as you see. Okay, so anything I place on my desktop will appear in the pip, and it only takes screen 1, not screen 2. I've got 2 screens set up, like one there and one on that side, as you see. But because I've got it all on this side, it's showing that. So if I do that full screen, you can see now this is how we, and this should be, you should be able to see what I'm doing on the screen. So now how do we arrive at this stage? Okay, that's a very good question. So let's put this back over on this side. Now what you have to do in order to make the Stream Deck work is to go into settings, okay, and yeah, I know, yes I do, thank you very much. You go into shortcuts and you can see that next live, Stream Deck button up, it cube zooms in 500 milliseconds, and it shows whatever's on the preview screen. Okay. The next one is the pip. It cuts to the screen. It's a 300 milliseconds duration, and I've got the input as the 17 pip desktop. Okay. Main cam. That's my main camera. Stream button. It merges, and it's option 1, main camera. And if you see that, sorry, I beg your pardon, I didn't mean to jog that. But if you see, let's have a look, can I zoom into that perhaps? Yeah, so if I zoom in to main camera, just there, it's on number 1. Okay, so that's why it says number 1 in that bit there. 1 is main camera. Okay, I'll zoom out again. Still carrying on showing what's going on. You can see the desktop anyway, so that's really cool. So this is in the middle of the desktop, hopefully. There we go. Can I zoom out a bit? No, that's fine. It's just as far as it goes. And then I've got zoom. I've got the same camera, but as a zoom. So I've got a button for that as well. I'm going to close that down, and we'll do a new one. So we'll go back to this screen here. Got next. Let's have a look here. Sorry. Sorry, beg your pardon. Let me zoom into that. Okay. So we've got main, pip, sorry, next live, pip, main cam, countdown, camera, zoom. Okay. I'm going to leave those as they are. So we'll do the folder level. That takes you down to the next level here. So I've got the music, the jingles, got my website on here. I'm going to do away with that for a second while I show you how to load one up. Okay, so if you want to get rid of a button and whatever it does, I'll show you exactly what that does. If I press website, my website will now appear miraculously on the browser. How cool is that? Yeah, you see that? That's now my website. I'm scrolling up and down. All right, so that's what that button does. So let's do away with that. So this is here. If I want to just do, I mean, it's easy to put back in. It's fine. So you've got a URL there. You put that in there for the website. You title it, and when you title it, by the way, watch. If you zoom in fact, what am I doing? I'm showing you the pip on here. Let me just show you something else. Main camera instead. That's better. It'll be a lot easier to see, won't it? So if I zoom into there, so I've titled it website. Now when you title it, you've got the choice of moving that title down at the bottom of the button, the middle of the button, or the top of the button, using those 3 buttons there. Very easy to do. You can change the font as well. You can change the size of the font. So watch what happens. See, that's obviously far too big for the button. So you reduce it to the right size so it fits in the middle of the button. And I like to have it at the bottom of that particular button. All right, so that's how you do that. It's very easy to do. So that's easy to set up. And you can do all sorts of things, right? This is from the system. So when you go over this side to your options on Stream Deck, from the top to the bottom, let's have a look. You've got vMix. So you can add a shortcut to vMix. So I'm trying to pull it into focus, I beg your pardon. There we go, vMix. And then you've got Philips Hue, which is my lights. You've got OBS Studio, which obviously I don't use anymore, so that's obsolete really for me. Soundboard is brilliant. That's the audio stuff that I mentioned. I beg your pardon, that's a different one. So that's what I play my music from. If I go to the music button, soundboard, you'll see there. Sorry. See, soundboard. So that's just playing one track of audio, which is the music. Again, if I press that for you, it's now playing. All right. And you can adjust the volume as well. I've got it on fairly low. And it plays back through your standard sound system, your sound device. So let's stop that. Paul Weber! Sorry, couldn't resist. The jingles one that I've got, zoom out again. So the button's up here. The jingles one, that's that one with the playlist. So that comes from the sound deck. So this is the sound deck over this side. Sorry. speakers stands in the way. So sound deck is there. So you've got clip audio, don't know what that does. Play audio is the playlist over here. And you can actually record audio as well. I don't know why you want to do that, but anyway, it's on there as an option. Let's scroll down a little bit more. And you've got bar radar and disco. I have no idea what that does, to be fair. Show a disco on your Stream Deck. Really? Really? All right, well look, let's do away with the website. Just click the bin button. And it gives you an option. Are you sure you want to delete it? Yes. Okay, gone. So we've got a spare button here now. What you can also do on this one is go down even further as a layer. Okay, so you go down, you go to, let me think, Stream Deck, create folder, drag it over, and now you've got another 5 buttons to play with. See that? So up an arrow. See, these are all blank. So you've got up an arrow. These are my first 4 buttons, if you will, these 4. Okay. Up another arrow. This is my main show, remember? And that's the folder that goes down a level. So these are infinite. So you can go down here, down there. Hang on, wait. Down there, another folder, down there. You could put another folder in here, right? Down there, another folder in here. I'm seriously, this is just, so this has got another 4 buttons on it. So if you've got different shows or different stages of the show, you can actually bring in as many buttons as you want. It's great, as long as you can keep track of where they are. And that's where the Stream Deck XL comes in, because there's a lot more buttons and you get more on your you know, on the main screen, as it were. But this, you have to go down through layers. So there's still 4 buttons to use there. That's your folder down to the next level. I'm not going to go any further than that. It's pointless. And I forgot that I've placed all these there, you know. So we're going back up the staircase. There we go. And now we've reached these again. Okay. So, but what I wanted to show you was, let's have a look here. So let's go down a level and down a level. So we've got some spare buttons to play with. So let's go back here and we'll drag in a vMix shortcut. Okay, let's go up here to vMix. Sorry, it's not focusing properly. There we go. Drag that in to any one of the buttons. As soon as you do that, it puts the vMix logo on the button. It also puts the vMix logo on the Stream Deck. Like that. Okay? Now it's not doing anything at the moment because we've not assigned it. So let's assign it. What do we want it to do? Nothing in here just yet. Okay? And you've got the choice of choosing an icon from the file. So if you've got an icon lurking around somewhere, you want to put it in there, then that's fine. Or you can create a new one. Watch what happens when you create a new one. Ready? It takes you automatically to Stream Deck's website to make your own button icon, right? Look at all these, look. There are millions and millions, well, probably not millions, but there are thousands. So for instance, if you were wanting to include a video, for instance, click on this one. It puts it in the designer. You can design this, change the color, put some text on it, whatever you want to do, and then you save it. And once you save it, watch what happens now. Save. It automatically downloads to your desktop. Okay, so go to show in folder, which is over there, if you can see it. On this side. So I'm going to relabel it. I'm just going to call it video button, just so we know what it's called. And then I'm going to move it to live streaming photos, so I know where it's kept. All right. So that's fine. Close that down. So on this one, set from file. Where did I leave it? Can't remember, can you? There's a Facebook thing there if you wanted it. But anyway, live streaming photos, I think it's in. Yeah, there we go. There's our video button. See that? Click on that. open, and it automatically changes the button on your Stream Deck software. But look, it also appears on there. Now, it still doesn't do anything if we press it. All right, it's because we haven't allocated anything to it yet. Right, here's the beauty of it. Watch this. Okay, so what we do is I'm going to show my desktop for this one. 2 seconds. Okay, so you can see vMix is open. I'm going to go down to, I'm going to go up to settings. Go to shortcuts. And we're going to add one, right, alongside these. So we're going to go add. We're going to call this, just for instance, V for video. It doesn't have to be, but you can see the options down there. There's tons and tons. There's numeric pads, letters of the alphabets. You can associate. You can allocate these to a key on your keyboard if you don't have a Stream Deck, or the F buttons. You see, if you're using a, I think there's just tons of it, and joysticks as well will control it. MIDI controllers, all sorts of stuff. But we're going to use V, which is there. And we're going to find a key on the Stream Deck. So I'm going to have to just press this. First of all, it says find, so press find. Okay. Can you see that? Press a button on the keyboard or controller. So now I'm pressing the button that's got the video on it. I don't know if you won't be able to see this because no, hang on. I can't come out of there either. So give me 2 secs. Hang on. Right, now I've pressed it. Do you see that change there? That number, that 55A47, is unique to that button. So I click OK. And what I want it to do is to fade. Give it a 500 milliseconds fade in. And the input I want it to play is, let's have a look here. So it's going to, this is just a for instance, okay? I'm going to play my Love Audio intro final, which is a really short MP4 video, okay? We can use it as a stinger, can't we? Just as an example. That's input 2 on my selection down on the main vMix screen, okay? Now, I don't know what mix 1, 2, 3, and 4 does. I'm just going to ignore that. Title, we're going to call this video. And display, we're going to put thumbnail, right? Actually, no, we're not. We're going to leave it as default because it's got a video icon next to it. If I clicked thumbnail, what would happen then is the image of whatever video it is would come up on that screen, but it starts off as black. So that's no good for me. So I'm going to leave it as a video icon, which is the default setting, okay? Now, if you want it to go across the board on your vMix software, leave it unticked, this local shortcut. But if it's only allocated to that particular preset, then you want to click that button, or tick it rather, I should say, like that. But I'm going to leave it unticked. Click OK. So it's now in the section of buttons. See that? Okay. So now, go back to main camera. And I'll show you that when I click, this is going to be interesting because I'm trying to do 2 things at once, because you're only seeing the stream of my camera, which is me holding it. So if I press the Stream Deck, ready? This is what happens. All right. And because and that's clever as well. You see what happened? I didn't even press the button at the end of that. So because on the, let's have a look here. Go back to desktop so you can see my vMix setup. On the Love Audio intro, if you click the gear button and I go to multi-view, I'm lying. Triggers? Yeah. Okay. So at the end of the video, on completion, it fades to my main camera, and it takes half a second to do so. No delay. Okay? So that's something you can do as well. So after something's finished playing and you don't want to touch a button to bring something else back in, you can trigger something else to happen, which is exactly what I've done there with my main camera. Okay? Just in case you wondered how I did that. For a moment there, I was wondering how I did that. But I thought I'd show you that because it's quite interesting that you can do that. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. So we've set up a new button. It's called Video. Right, actually, we haven't titled it, have we? Let's title that now so it doesn't go away on us. Video. That's fine. Text is fine. 9 point. Yeah, it's bold and it's white. That's cool. And it sits just underneath the video icon there on the screen. All right. So that's easily done. Now that's pretty much it, really. You can start adding these. You can go down to the next layer, as I say, next layer again, next layer again. You know, there's tons of buttons on here, and you can do all sorts of things with it. Takes a while to get used to, but once you're there, have fun. Okay. So we'll go back to. I don't need to use that one again, so I'm going back to the main screen. So I want to play another jingle for you. Nice little old-fashioned one there. I like that. All right, so going back to the next one, and I'm going to press Next Live, which on my other screen. You can't see that, can you? On my vMix screen is my desktop. So, for instance, if I go there, bam. Okay, I'm just by pressing the Next Live button. If I want to show the pip in that screen, in your screen that you're seeing, I go bam, and there's the pip. Now, don't forget, ordinarily, you'd be seeing. If my cable is long enough, hang on. You'd be seeing. Oh, I'll get there in a minute. Hang on. I have to centralise myself properly, and it's too zoomed in, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you'd see me. Hang on, where am I? There. So I'm centre of the pip. Okay, centre of the pip. So you got this, and this is a multi-layered thing, right? And that's a whole nother video. And I'm sure David and Loria will show you how to use pips. But these are free pips. If you're a member of the training, then you can download these free pips to use on vMix. And I think there's a version as well for Ecamm. And these have been designed by Paul Dixon from the Live Streaming Pros back office, if you will, their graphic designer. So it's pretty cool, isn't it? If I wanted to bring in my main camera for that pip, I can't do it, can I? Because because my option here is to put the desktop. So I've put pip desktop in there, in the pip itself. That's what I've called it. Okay, and David's pretty picky. He'll zoom in so you won't see the desktop icons that I've got on mine. That's just the way he is. That's fine. But yeah. So what else can I show you here? You see are you seeing what I'm seeing? So you're seeing the vMix thing, aren't you? Which is great. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Option 4 is a name overlay, and I don't need that showing because look, that's my social media things when I finally get the hang of using that. But here's my overlay. Now you wouldn't bring it in on a screen that's so messy in the background. That's ridiculous. You'd probably bring it in like that. And then press it again. I've got that on overlay 2. So I just press overlay 2 as a button and bring that in. I've not yet allocated that to a Stream Deck button, but I might do that in the next couple of days. I don't have anything on 3 and 4. There you are. As Matthew Haas would do on his video. I like that. It's very cool. So I think that's pretty much it. I can't really show you much else about it. It's pretty cool. Stream Deck works a lot better now for me now that I've improved the RAM on my PC and got rid of some of the USB stuff I was using. Because Stream Deck is USB, so it needs to go straight into a USB port. As David says, don't plug it into a hub because there's not enough juice getting to it. It's quite a high power thing, so it needs a direct connection. Not USB 3.0 because that's what the camera's coming in on. but definitely just a USB 2 would be fine for that. All right. Countdown. Yay! Look at that. Next live. See, so just at the press of a button, you've got control of your show, and I haven't had to go fiddling around with the mouse doing this kind of thing. I can just look at the screen, which is what I'm supposed to do, and press this. Yeah, so I've got two angles here. Watch this. So it's slightly zoomed in, and again, that's just, you know, it's on. I'm just pressing the next button, but I've also got zoom as well. Hang on, let's put that back to that one, so I can zoom in like this if I want, and then zoom out. Oh, I can't zoom out. Main camera. There we go. So main camera is on a button, zoom is on a button, pip is on a button, countdown is on a button. Videos on a button. And I've got my jingles on a button. Passionate about production. Big jingle geek, I know. Listen, I've taken up far too much of your time, but thanks for watching. Across
the Southwest, Devon's favorite Love Audio.
Indeed. Hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on Stream Deck. Let me know how you get on. Thanks a lot.